long last, I've returned. Sorry it took so long. Traffic was an absolute nightmare. And all of your friends kept asking questions. Anyway, I got it. That book you wanted, of course. Didn't you say that you needed it for a project at work? Those kids do love a good story. Well, I know that. But since I went to all this effort for you, we should at least read it together, shouldn't we? That's what I thought. Are you settled then? Good. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful noble. They worked in a nursery, taking wonderful stories for little kids and turning them into the most amazing plays in the world. All the children loved the noble. And so did the very handsome prince. He worked in the bakery across the street and always brought sweet treats for them during his breaks. All was well in the kingdom, and everyone was happy. Until one day, our beautiful noble was captured by an evil sorcerer from another kingdom who put them under his spell. The noble then told the handsome prince that they should just be friends, and that broke his poor heart. The sorcerer was a very cruel man who badly mistreated the noble and made them cry. So, the handsome prince vowed to rescue them. He visited the sorcerer at his castle, and he challenged him to a duel. The noble came back to the castle just as the duel was ending and begged the prince to spare the sorcerer. But this was because they were under his spell, and they didn't understand that the prince was only doing what he had to in order to protect them. After seeing the prince defeat the sorcerer, the noble was very upset. He only wanted the best for them but they began to scream and ran out of the castle to alert the guards. Which was a very bad idea. Wasn't it? The handsome prince didn't want to be taken by the guards, because he dearly loved the noble, and he feared that he might never see them again. So he took them back to his own, much grander castle, and tried to give them the life that they deserved. But they kept trying to run away. The prince was distraught, but he had no choice. He had to take the noble down to his basement and chain them there, so that no more evil spells could get them. He didn't want to. If the noble had just listened to him in the first place, none of it would have had to happen. If they had just accepted his love, instead of bringing the children inside when he visited, and filing restraining orders, then they could have lived happily ever after. But the guards didn't find the prince to take him away. He and the noble were finally together. So, in time, they learned to love him. They stopped fighting him and screaming for help, and just accepted that he that he only did those things because he loved them, because he does love them, no matter how much they hate him. And they both lived happily ever after. I hope that you enjoyed your bedtime story. It's about time to get some rest. I've work in the morning, and you, well, you look pretty sleepy. Good night, my little noble. Sleep well.